Guys, we have some nasty, nasty tires on my wife's van, and we have two products we are gonna do a comparison on. My favorite, Adams Wheel and Tire Cleaner against Turtle Wax Hybrid Solutions Wheel Cleaner and Tire Prep. They're hyper foam. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna spray the products on each side. We will do the Turtle Wax on the left side. We will do the Adams on the right side. I am just gonna spray it on, and then we're just going to lightly rinse it off. One of the problems that I have with a lot of like tutorials like around car cleaning products, people will try wheel cleaners and different things, and they have just a pressure washer that is putting out tons of PSI, and it really kind of cheats a little bit. So I really wanna see a couple things, how well these products can do on their own and how well these products can do after scrubbing. We will do the wheels, and we will also do the tires, but we're gonna start with the tires first. So let's go ahead, let's get after it. The Turtle Wax will be on the left side, Adams on the right side. No, I did not have painter's tape, so we're using some electrical tape, and we are not using a pressure washer. So what we're gonna do for this first test is spray product on each side, let it sit and dwell. Then we are gonna rinse it off, and we're gonna see how much of the browning it removed. And then we are gonna spray it on again, and we are going to use a brush. I might try each product on each side just to kind of see. I think it's gonna have a tough time beating Adams Wheel and Tire Cleaner, but I've never used this hybrid solutions from Turtle Wax. So you can get both of these products. I think they're roughly around 12 bucks, 13 bucks at your local O'Reilly's or AutoZone, or I'll leave a link in the description below for you guys to use it. If you guys like one of these products or have used them, leave a comment below on who do you think will win, your favorite wheel and tire cleaner. I personally like something that does both. I don't like something just dedicated to the wheels or something just dedicated to the tires. I like something that does both. All right, Turtle Wax first. New child resistant nozzle. Press tab to open and twist. Super foamy. And these tires, I am embarrassed to show you guys. These tires, I don't know if these tires have been cleaned ever. My wife takes her car through an automatic car wash, and yeah, they are nasty. So foams really, really well. I don't know, I can't really tell the smell, but you guys can just see how gnarly this is going to do in terms of pulling it off. Let's go ahead, let's spray some of the Adams on the other side, and then we'll let the products dwell for about the same time. But man, these tires, I feel so bad. They've been so neglected. Okay, so it's the Adams. One thing, or just one opinion that I have, is I feel like the Adams, for some reason, just clings onto the tire more. You can see a lot of this is already ran off, and we'll see. I mean, obviously the Adams is moving, but I feel like it just is kind of clinging on to the tire and just sticking on a little bit longer. So maybe it has a little bit better cleaning properties. It's just kind of hanging around. But we will go ahead and let this do its thing for a few minutes. Obviously, you guys never want to let this dry, especially as we're getting some on the wheels. But we're going to go ahead, let the product do its thing. Then we are just going to spray it off. Honestly, all we're going to spray it off with is just a normal bottle, just with some water. I know this isn't the most ideal way to do it, but with the pressure washer, I just really want to see the cleaning capabilities of this product. And you guys can see down here, man, we are pulling off a ton. These tires are so gross. But you can still see here over on the Adams side, there's still some foam on there. On the Turtle Wax side, it's like it just all ran off and pulled it off. But that's just kind of my quick impressions. Obviously, Turtle Wax went on first, but Adams seems to be hanging on a little bit longer. You guys can see. Look at all of that sauce. Look at all that grossness. These tires are gonna be looking better. Problem is I'm gonna have to do the other ones too, because this wheel is just gonna stand out. I'm gonna spray a little bit on the wheel just because I got some product on the wheel and I don't want that to dry on there. All right, let's come in here and look. Turtle wax side here. Obviously you can still see quite a bit of browning still left, but it did definitely pull it off in several spots, especially more towards the outer part of the tire. The inner part's kind of where it struggled. And I think the Adam's kind of very similar. Looking back on it, man, it's tough to say. I would probably say that the turtle wax side did better, like especially more towards the outer side of the tire. You notice over here on the outer side of the tire, it still has quite a bit on there, but this does look like it pulled off some inside of the tire. It's hard to say, but I mean, looking back here from an angle, especially like this section here, just looks like the turtle wax pulled off more. Probably applying way more than I need to, but just want it to do well. Can't really tell on the smell, especially with wheel and tire cleaners. It's just kind of that just chemical smell. You can see it's going to work. It goes to work pretty quick. That's one thing I notice about this product is just how quickly it's coming off of the tire, but it is pulling quite a bit off of the tire as we go. And I originally didn't think this was cleaning as well because the Adam seemed to cling on to its side a lot better. But anyways, what I think I'm actually gonna do is I am actually going to probably just let this come off. We'll spray it off and dry it off again. I'm really curious to see if this pulled off more because when we start agitating, it's really easy to notice. I mean, you put any product on and it's gonna do well, especially if you're scrubbing it with the right brush. But we're gonna go ahead and do this one more time. I will say the turtle wax feels like it comes out a little bit thicker. I feel like it's a little bit easier to spray the Adams on a little bit more evenly onto the surface of the tire. But like the turtle wax, it's like rushing off of there, feels like. Really kind of the same colors. Turtle wax a little bit brighter pink. But you can see over here on the turtle wax side, it's definitely running down the tire. Still pulling off quite a bit. Over here on the Adam side, definitely slowly doing its work. The Adams, I think, just kind of clings a little bit better and just kind of hangs on, but it seems like the turtle wax goes to work a lot faster. Gonna give the Adams just a couple more minutes just because it went on just a touch later than the turtle wax side. You can see here, especially as a lot of this is running down, that I think it's pulled a lot more off of there, but the product looks like it's pretty clean, meaning it's got most of what it wanted to get off of there. So anyways, there's the Adam side. Seems like it's doing really well. Let's go ahead now and spray it off. I mean, kind of very, very similar from even the last go around. Over here, this section looks like it's done pretty well in terms of what it's pulled off of there. Over on the Adam side, it's just kind of still all there. I don't know, maybe it's pulled more off. It's hard to say. The inner side for the turtle wax, it just, for whatever reason, is not wanting to pull that off. And that's, feels like it's almost just like stained. It just needs scrub. So, all right, what we're gonna do, we are now going to scrub these, spray them off, and then do a wrap up on the tires, and then we're gonna do just a quick comparison on the wheels. Probably not gonna use as much product this time, just so I can use the brush. The brush will still get plenty on there. We will do the Adam side with that dwell, and we will rinse off my brush in between scrubbing. Wow. Just like a really chocolate milk, almost like this mud type color. These wheels are so, the tires are so dirty. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and rinse this brush off so that way I'm not using product on both sides and also spreading some of it. You guys can see up here, it's a close-up of what got off the turtle wax side. It was pretty gross. Let's go ahead and do the Adam side. Okay, gosh, that took a lot off too. I don't know if it's just foaming or whatnot, but really seems like, I don't know, maybe the turtle wax side is done better. We're gonna go ahead and spray these off, dry them off, and that is as much product as I wanna use on these tires. Now, is it smart to use a tire cleaner and not scrub the tires? No, it is not, because honestly, a lot of the time you're just wasting product. You have to get in there. You have to get in there and scrub the tires, especially if they're as dirty as my wife's van has been. And just spraying it on, sure, it'll take some stuff off. If you guys saw, it took a lot of the browning off, but you're wasting product. You need to just go around once and then scrub it, go around again, scrub it, and until you start seeing kind of white foam as you're going around. And you guys can see down there what it's pulling off, and that's just what we've done on this tire. You really want to just keep going until you see kind of that white foam, if you will, and that's really when you know you're done. My guess is these probably still aren't even done. Now granted, we just ran around in one pass with the brush, but let's go ahead, let's dry these off, and then we will see if there's a winner as it pertains to the tire and which tire cleaner took off more of the browning. You guys be the judge of it. Obviously, some of these areas right here, not the product's fault, especially around here. It's just where I did not clean the tire or get the brush in there good enough, so it's not necessarily the product's fault. However, I will say, as I'm looking at the depth and how black the tire is, I am actually going to give this to Turtle Wax, which I honestly didn't even think this would be a comparison. Hybrid solution line from Turtle Wax has been really good. Now the Adams is still really good, and it's been honestly, it's been my staple. It's been my favorite. But if I'm just looking at from here to here, just the darkness of black on this side it's deeper. It did a better job cleaning them. Still, the Adams did fine. It did good, but at the end of the day, the Turtle Wax side is darker. Now all these spots, just places I didn't get. Now a lot of you are probably like, well, why did you just spray the product on, rinse it off? You know, just to recap, I didn't want to use a pressure washer because sometimes I feel like that obviously is how a lot of us clean our cars. Not all of us are going to go around with a spray bottle. I just wanted to see the potency and the strength of the product, because now I know what product I'm going to use to clean wheels and tires with that it's really gonna get the nastiness off of there. Now, I don't recommend just spraying it on and rinsing off. You're wasting the product. I just wanted to demonstrate to you guys how well each product was in terms of just its overall strength. If you guys disagree with these results, let me know. As you guys can see, we've made a pretty big mess here in the garage. But what I'm gonna do now, and I think it's probably gonna be pretty similar, we're gonna do turtle wax on the wheel, and we're gonna do the Adams on this side, spray it on once, rinse off, and see if there's one that's cleaner. Now, I will say when it comes to wheels, there are cleaners you guys can use that don't require any agitation or very little. I think Kokemi, their Magic Wheel Cleaner is probably one of the best ones I've seen. Obviously, if you're using acid-based wheel cleaners, which I don't recommend, they're a lot stronger, but be careful as you guys are using wheel cleaners on your wheels. It's the same concept almost applies to wheels. You're gonna need to scrub them, especially if you're gonna get them clean. But I just wanna see cleaning power, so we're just gonna go ahead, spray this wheel. We're gonna do the same with Adams on this side. I do feel like the coverage, and it's probably just the sprayer, is a little bit better with the Adams. The turtle wax comes out pretty thick, and it's pretty tough to get it just right. And honestly, some of this is bleeding over. We're probably gonna have to more focus on a lot of the outer edges of the wheels, but you can kind of see it's just formulating here. Like I look at spots like this and I'm worried it probably didn't get it clean, but we're gonna let it sit, we're gonna let it dwell. We're gonna see what these products can do. It's really hard to tell the difference between the two because they're both kind of this purplish pink color. Okay, so good. We'll just make sure they're all good and rinsed. And this is the thing with wheel cleaners that, you know, you use a pressure washer on the wheels, which is how everybody's gonna do it. You're not gonna, please don't do this to your cars. This is just to demo it. But I wanna see cleaning power, and pressure washers, depending on the nozzle you're using, depending on the angle, how close are you proximity-wise each time when you get close to the wheel. I just wanna make sure it's as fair as it possibly can be. All right, I think that's about good. Let's go ahead and dry this off. Kind of look at the wheels. I don't know, what do you guys think? I'm having a hard time. They both look pretty much the same. I mean, if I go right here, it's still kind of leaving a little bit of film. If I go right here, it's leaving film. And if we get up close, kind of where that tape section was. I don't know, guys. I really don't think I can declare a winner. Yeah, I don't think I can. If I had to say, maybe Adams by a smidge, but it could be lighting, it could be other things. So for the money, I think this was like $1 cheaper than Adams, but overall, what this did to the tire, and even just still kind of now looking at the tire, the shade of black on this side versus that. I use Adams Wheel and Tire Cleaner because it did the best of both worlds, but I recommend the hybrid solutions over Adams, which I feel bad saying that because I love the Adams Wheel and Tire Cleaner, but hybrid solutions, wheel and tire prep, this did amazing. And it does light iron and rust deposits. So it's wheel brighteners. So that's cool. Well, right on, guys. And it also has a corrosion repellent polymer. So a lot of your brake rotors don't get rusted. If you guys have used both of these products, let me know if there's something you'd like to see me test or try. But I think just looking at how well one product cleaned the tire over the other, we got a new champion in the hybrid solutions. If you guys are new to my channel, please like, comment, subscribe. I'm not perfect, I'm not a pro. I am a weekend warrior. I love detailing products. I love trying out new products. I hope this helps you guys. I hope this motivates you guys. If you want to buy some of these products, I'll leave a link in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll catch you on the next video.